We have set before us the wise men and King Herod, and we have a choice in our response for how we are motivated to seek out different places in our souls and the presence of Christ there. Because both are seeking here, both have an interest in finding the Christ child, but one with this motive that is so beautiful, even if it might be a little surprising, and the other with this motive that is deadly. The wise men. Here, we have set before us those who are willing to be surprised, willing to learn, willing to find something that exceeds their expectations and their wildest dreams. They're willing to go out of themselves, out of their comfort, into a place where there are more questions perhaps than answers, but they're willing to be guided through that with this great hope and trust and to encounter joy. What is it? They were overjoyed at seeing the star. And on entering the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother. And instead of saying, we were expecting something different, they were saying, we were humble enough to check our expectations back in our homeland and to be surprised at every single turn and to find here a humble child in the arms of his mother and to worship him. To worship him not where we demanded that he would be, but where we were willing to be surprised to find him. Here we go back to that beautiful first reading. See, darkness covers the earth, and thick clouds cover the peoples. But upon you the Lord shines, and over you appears his glory. There are parts of our lives, parts of our past, parts of our hearts that we have not explored because we've been scared of the thick darkness. And in fact, in our unwillingness to seek Jesus there, we've actually proclaimed that the darkness will grow yet darker. We said, I don't want to go there. I'm a little scared of that part of who I am or who I've been or how I feel or what I want. And so I will declare that thick darkness will grow thicker and remain there forever. And the Lord says, no, actually, can you enter into that darkness with me? You're going to find me there. You're going to find my mother there. And we are going to shed light in that darkness in such a way that you might be able to feel that joy of the wise men. Then you shall be radiant at what you see. Your heart shall throb and overflow. For the riches of the sea shall be emptied out before you, and the wealth of the nations shall be brought to you. What is the wealth of the nations? It's the most precious gift of God incarnate. His presence in those darkest places of your soul. That's the gift. That's what makes your heart throb and overflow with joy. But only if you let yourself be guided to those places with the Lord. If you let yourself have him surprise you the way that the wise men allowed themselves to be surprised. If you have that courage to journey deeper into your own self with him, you can find him there. And you're able to find him because you have that motivation of seeking him in your darkness and in your weakness. Now, what's the difference between Herod? It sounds really good what he says here. Go and search diligently for the child. You know how much I love that word diligence. Am I on King Herod's side? No, I am not. But go and search diligently for the child. When you have found him, bring me word that I too may go and do him homage. And I think we sometimes do this Christianity thing with a King Herod spirit. We're not searching for Jesus in order to be surprised by him, to enter into these places where we might be ourselves uncomfortable, where we might need to get up from our throne as Lord of our lives, and instead go and prostrate ourselves before a humble little child in the arms of his poor mother. Rather, we search him out and we're kind of threatened by his perfection. And because it reveals to us our own imperfection. And so we kind of keep him at a polite distance, and we call it piety and reverence. And we kind of say to him, we can actually almost say, it's out of love for you that I'm not letting you into these places in my heart, because they're not worthy of God. So I'm going to keep this distance from you, and instead I'm going to have a King Herod-like hunt for every imperfection in me, every weakness, every bit of darkness, and I'm going to go there with murderous intent. I'm going to go there with blood on my mind. I'm going to kill off these parts of myself because they're not worthy of me, who's supposed to be perfect and great. Notice the difference. The wise men had wonder, they had joy, they had courage, and they were seeking Jesus so that he could do something in them. King Herod wanted to have the control in the search. He was threatened. And so as we begin this new year, we're beginning it threatened and seeking out those parts of our souls that are imperfect or dark or bad with this thought of, I'm going to kill those parts of me this year. Or do I say, I'm going to enter into those parts, hoping that God can shed light there and heal them. I'm going to go with great courage and wonder and joy wherever the Lord leads me, because I know that there I will encounter the wealth of the nations, the treasure of the world, the pearl of great price, Jesus himself, who will be with me there and will have my heart throb with joy.